I want to share with you the origin of how I came to create a YouTube channel. And we'll go back to November 2022. There were two events that occurred. The first one was a friend of mine named Dean Johnson, who is the mayor of Puyallup and also a fellow real estate agent, called me one day and said, "Hey, I've got an extra ticket to go to see Hillsong." And they're a worship group. And so we went to a venue in Everett. Thousands of people were there. And it was a great experience. It was very impactful. And it was really a holy moment for me to be with thousands of people worshiping God on a deep level. I'd really never experienced that before, and certainly impacted me greatly. So I felt like God was preparing me for something after that night. It was like it really stuck with me. And that was on a Thursday. And then on Saturday that weekend, I went mountain biking with my friend Ben Burley. And we'd been mountain biking frequently and getting a little faster, And of course, I got going too fast, ended up flying over the bars, landing on my shoulder. I actually landed on my back on a log and got a grade 4 AC separation of my shoulder. Had to call the paramedics to come get me in the ambulance, went to the ER, ended up having surgery and the whole thing. And one of the things that struck me about it was I was talking to a paramedic and I said, "Hey, how often do you come up here to help people like myself?" And he goes, "Oh, we're up here like 2 or 3 times a week." I'm like, "Wow, that's a lot." I go, "How serious are these injuries?" And he goes, "Well, like yours, a lot of shoulder injuries, but honestly, it's really sad, but we do see people that get paralyzed, end up in wheelchairs, and or we see deaths up here." And I'm like, "What?" And that really shook me. And so I had a lot of time during the surgery and the recovery to really process a lot of these events that occurred, the worship experience I had, and then this facing mortality, realizing that I could have landed on my neck, could have landed on my head, I could have a totally different outcome. And so I said, that's it. I have grandchildren, and they need a grandpa. And I derive a lot more meaning and value from time with them than I do mountain biking. I also had a couple of motorcycles that I said, "Hey, that's it. We're selling the motorcycles because I want to do everything I can to be with those that I love." So that was just idea of coming to terms with mortality. The other thing that was kind of happening during that time is there's some peers of mine that had died, and I'd gone to the memorial services and just realizing that, man, I'm 60, or I'm almost, in 2022, I was 59. And I was like, wow, I need to pay attention to this. There's something going on that God's trying to get my attention. So I just wanted to share those two events with you that were part of the process of preparing me to where I am today. A little side note, after that surgery, I became a crier. Something happened that really softened my heart. And anytime I was like listening to worship music or at church singing worship music, I would get choked up. And I was like, this is so awesome. I've never been a crier before. And that lasted for about 6 months. And then it kind of started to wear off. And I'm like, oh, that was so good. But there was something that happened in that window of time that was really special and prepared me for the journey God wanted me to take. So I'm excited to share with you the next phase of the journey, so stay tuned.